Hi YouTube, sorry about that. I think I accidentally put my finger over the mic at the end of my last video, and this is the bit I wanted to really. The conclusions are playing part, isn't it? You know, sort of. If you look at my last video, the conclusions all muffled. So, the reason why it's so important to learn the lessons after this isolation about sharing and caring is simply because if you go back to the history of Down Under, and history all over the world, when the cultures met down here, when the white ships came and the cultures met, both cultures didn't want to share and care for a lot of reasons, and fear was the main one. They didn't want to work with the fear they had of each other, and they didn't share, and out of that both cultures are nearly destroyed. Here in Australia, we're not doing too well. We might think we're a community, but we're not. And we're very judgmental on each other. And I think we need to really face that fact. But also with the commerce world and the community, social world. We've also learned through capitalism of how sharing and caring helps promote businesses and makes more of a profit than going out to destroy another company, or like, for instance, in the 80s, Wolf on Wall Street, which everyone has practically watched the movie. Just go and think of yourself and make money for yourself, and don't worry about the consequences it has on another person. Here in Australia, we've learnt lessons from that, and we've brought a lot of laws into how companies, they always find a way around the laws. That's why we've got so many words and so many laws. They just keep on finding a different way to put a new word to it. Like, look at empathy. Empathy, I found out, was a word, and it means love each other with all emotions, to walk in each other's footsteps. Apathy means destroy each other and don't care about each other. So, and if you look at the way this modern world of streaming and sharing and caring, we've gone from owning things like going to your favourite record store and owning your grabbing, running out, buying an album, or going out and buying a DVD or a video. We're now streaming, like Netflix and Blockbuster. If you have to do a little bit of research, Netflix was finding it hard at first to start up, so they actually asked Blockbuster if they wanted to join together and buy them out. But Blockbuster didn't want to do that, they wanted to compete. So eventually, Blockbuster's got one store left, and Netflix is now a huge streaming industry, which has opened the door to a lot of individual people to work. So that's the point of this video, is we've got to look through history, see how important sharing and caring is in all forms, and see that we can do it with money. We just got to trust each other again. We got to stop abusing kindness and using kindness to get what we want, and bullying each other and pretending to be nice, and then getting angry when we don't get our way. We got to humble ourselves a little bit more. I do. I'm the first one. I'll put up my hand. I have my faults. Sometimes I have to take a break and rethink about my way of thoughts, and see how I know capitalism, I know governments, I know all those words are nasty words, but we can work with them. No one gets anywhere. No successful person. They might claim, like Bill Gates might think he's got where he's got on his own, but he hasn't. He's got where he's got because of a lot of people before him, a lot of people around him. He's looked at his community, he's learnt from it, and he's used all that information to make a great software company. So none of us get to the top or get our goals on our own. It's impossible. It's survival. we all learn and teach off each other. And so when you head out that door, just understand that, yes, you do have an individual right to live, you do have an individual right to enjoy, but do you have that individual right to take another's suffering away? Because at this point in time, with the way we live, a lot of people suffer for the Western world's enjoyment for a lot of different reasons. And I think if we simply just look at it that way, maybe we can make a little changes in small ways, because we're not, and our leaders and our government understand that your decisions affect everyone, and maybe talk to your people before making a major decision like blaming another country for a virus that really we've known about for a long, long time. Even the ancient Greeks were writing about this virus. So look after each other, peace to all, and just be kind without the abuse, and don't own, just share and care. Thank you for listening, everyone. Bye.